completely thin. She touches it, examines it, and is surprised by it all. She herself was very thin recently, but now on the contrary, she has gained weight. All that was left of her brother were bones and skin. They fed him with the whole family. The guy was so cute and plump. The main character is indignant and says that he is still dealing with the consequences of caring. As a result, he decides to check with his sister why she has gained so much weight. She explains that the problem is in the new role, but the guy does not understand her because everything can be corrected with the help of computer graphics. Suddenly, another girl appears behind them and says that his sister eats for art. This is a singer who recently made her film debut, and she comments on John's appearance. He asks what the fate of his second sister is here. The hero was very lucky because they had just prepared a lot of food and his sister came to visit. When the main character came to visit the blonde in a past life, she then also gained weight, but the other sister was not here. It turns out that significant events do not change, only the details change. The brunette enters the bath and asks how long he will continue to wash his hands, because the food is getting cold. The sister explains that she needs to gain about 5 more kilograms. Lately, she's been eating the most delicious and high-calorie foods. John has lost a lot of weight lately, so he needs to eat everything. The guy inhales the smell of food, drools with desire to eat all this delicious delicacy. In his heart, he really wants to eat, because he hasn't eaten chicken wings for a long time, but it's advisable to control himself. The main character is given a huge plate of food and told to eat. He refuses, because he is losing weight now and he can't. John turns to the side and says he won't eat it all. He has to control himself. The guy is trying to meditate to control himself and calm down. The blonde asks if he's sure that he really doesn't want to eat. She pours his favorite cola into a glass. The guy missed this gentle hiss of bubbles. The loaf would madly like to drink it, to feel the taste. The sister asks if he will drink 1 glass during their meeting. John licks his lips. He practically agreed to fulfill her request. Despite the fact that he is losing weight, the guy raises the glass to his mouth and takes a small sip of the sweet drink. The guy gets great pleasure from this because he loves cola madly and would like to drink it all the time. Suddenly he notices that the cola has disappeared from the glass, even though he only took a sip. The main character is very upset about this, but the blonde laughs and recognizes her beloved brother. She invites him to take a photo as a souvenir while he's still more or less chubby. Suddenly a new task appears called Star Relief. To complete, you need to take a photo with 100 different famous people. This task is an upgraded version of one of the past missions. The reward is generous, but taking a photo with the stars is not easy. The other sister laughs and says the guys are pretty funny. He runs up to her from behind and points the camera to take a photo with her too. The girl asks why he did this because probably no one expected this. John winks at her and says that the lady laughed very charmingly. Such a shot could not be missed. My sister asks me to stop playing around and eating. The heroine says that she won't eat because she has to go to the red carpet tonight. She doesn't want her fat to stick out. The main character thinks about this because there are stars everywhere on the red carpet. He puts on his cap and thinks that this chance cannot be missed. Today, he will complete this task. A girl gets out of a luxury car. Many people are filming her. She walks smiling, waving her hand. People call her admiringly. All the attention of journalists is concentrated around the red carpet. If John carefully spins around the stars in his cap, then he will be seen in the newspapers. The hero of such headlines better not become. He decides to look behind one of the stands and see what else is there. A girl in a long yellow dress is photographed in front of the board. This is an autograph stand, which is what the guy needs. There are almost no journalists here, but every star lingers here for a couple of photos. The main character slowly approaches the girl to take a photo with her. He pulls out his phone, holds up 2 fingers and takes a photo. The girl says that she heard something. The guy quickly leaves and thinks about putting it on silent mode. She continues her photo shoot without paying attention to it. People ask her to smile. John thinks the plan is working better than expected. It remains to repeat the same thing about 97 more times. The guy takes picture after picture, capturing more and more popular people in his lens. This photography stand turned out to be a real find. 99 photographs have already been created. All that remains is to find the last star. A voice is heard in the distance. People greet the irresistible girl. His sister has already arrived. She dressed up very beautifully. Unfortunately, the photo with it will not count, but the photo will remain as a keepsake. Suddenly, a man calls his sister and he and his brother turn their heads in his direction. This is a blonde guy. In the tabloids, they signed an affair with this actor. He calls her baby. It turns out it's true. A guy eats a watermelon. You can't find a better shot than here. She asks him to stay away from her. John did not expect such a turn of events. The girl knows very well that he spread ridiculous rumors about them. It's worth suing him and his pocket journalists, but she doesn't want to get dirty about it any further. As she leaves, the girl says that if he doesn't stop defaming her name, then she will arrange everything so that no one will ever want to work with him. The guy comments negatively on this behavior and insults the girl. He mumbles under his breath that no one needs the girl. because many people found out about her only thanks to a fictitious affair with him. John thinks that he needs to wash his mouth with soap, although there is another way to punish him. He decides to follow the blonde guy and follows on his heels. Suddenly, the main character steps on the back of his shoe. His foot jumps out of it. The guy starts to fall. His leg is exposed. The blonde lies on the carpet with his butt up without a shoe. He is in severe pain. I wonder where he hit with his foot. The guy doesn't understand what's going on. It's good that at least there are no journalists here. The main character points the camera at him and stands next to him, thanking him for the photo. The mission is completed. The guy is looking for his shoe here and there. John kicks him into the crowd to get back at him for his behavior. A shoe hits one of the journalists in the head. He is surprised by this and turns back with aggression. The guy screams and asks who threw his shoe at him. The blonde comes out from behind the wall. No one understands why he is without a shoe and beaten. Journalists immediately attack him. The guy asks him to put away the cameras and not take pictures of him, but no one listens. Let him consider this an instant karmic response from the universe. It will be useful for him to lock himself at home for a week and think about his behavior. The main character comes to the conference room and sits in the front rows. He decides to take off his cap and check out the updated specifications. The guy next to him doesn't understand when he sat down next to him. John asks if he thinks his smile is contagious. The guy does not understand this question and considers the main character sick. Then Batten asks you to take a closer look. Don't stop smiling. The person next to her notes that she really is very beautiful. Not just beautiful, she's very infectious. Looking at her makes you want to smile. He asks to be friends with him. Journalists appear all around. John has another +11 to his visibility. The main character puts on his cap and leaves the hall. It's time to get out. It's already completely dark outside. The streetlights barely illuminate the deserted streets. Tomorrow is the concert where the main character will go with Kathleen. I wonder how his updated characteristics will affect how she perceives him. A new day comes. Kathleen is waiting for her friend near the sports palace. The main character approaches his beloved, taking off his cap and saying hello. She asks how long ago he came. The guy chuckles and asks if he scared her. The girl says that it's quite difficult to get scared when the guy smiles so radiantly. Kathleen notes that they have not seen each other for only a few days, but the guy managed to lose noticeable weight. He needs to make up for the calorie deficit. The girl laughs and asks if this is a hint that she should keep her promise and take him out to eat. She herself was very hungry and had already noticed one establishment nearby. The girl asks her interlocutor if he liked it. John replies that she chose an excellent establishment. He has not eaten so deliciously for a long time. The main character decides to joke. Catherine laughs wildly and smiles widely. The guy thinks that this is his first real date in his life, while everything is going better than ever. He thinks what else he can do to surprise her. John tells her that he needs to make a quick call. After that, he steps aside and calls his sister Catherine in turn. Does not understand why he went so far away. The main character asks her if she wants to meet a rather popular girl before the concert. Kathleen is very surprised by this proposal, because she is not sure that this is possible. She invites her friend to leave this idea because the guard looks very stern. The guy asks her not to worry because they are already waiting inside. He goes to the security guard to talk to him. Kathleen stays away, not daring to come closer to them. John takes her hand and tells her to follow him because they were missed. They notice that they are holding hands and both feel embarrassed. People in the room are busy setting up the stage. The main character asks whether the girl wants to leave. The most interesting is yet to come. The girl is surprised by what she heard and clarifies whether he is telling the truth. The lady asks if this is the girl her friend wanted to introduce her to. John greets his sister and she compliments him on his weight loss. Kathleen in turn is shocked. This is a very popular girl, she is real. She offers to take a photo together, the other immediately agrees. John takes a photo of the two of them. Kathleen looks very happy in the photo. The sister gives John's new friend an autograph, and she is incredibly happy about it. Suddenly a brunette appears nearby, whom my brother recently saw on the red carpet. She asks if they are dating, but John denies and explains that they are just studying together. The main character stands aside and hopes that his sister won't say something stupid. Kathleen is very shy about all this because she is surrounded by media personalities. John pushes his sister aside and asks her to stop talking nonsense. He approaches a friend and apologizes to her. His sister sometimes likes to joke. Suddenly, a camera is pointed at them, preparing to take a photo. The brunette holds a smartphone in her hands and says that they look very cute together. John is ready to bet anything. This photo has already been sent to his sister. It is unknown why he continues to be embarrassed about this. Kathleen is a beauty, and he is no longer a child. After some time, the guys come to the concert hall. Everyone is asked to take their seats. Kathleen had never watched a concert in the VIP area before. Today is more like a dream. She met not one but two superstars. The girl asks how long they have known the brunette. She is a friend of his sister. Thanks to her, the guys went inside before the concert started. Kathleen wonders if his sisters are any other stars. John doesn't know whether he should tell her the truth. Now, deceit certainly won't lead to any good, but he can flirt a little. He says that for him, she is just a sister. She considers herself only an ordinary worker in the cinema industry. The girl wonders who in the cinema industry has the same last name as John. She is surprised, remembering a very popular actress. It's very strange that the guy, when he didn't mention her, probably doesn't want to live in the shadow of his star sister. The guy explains that he does not want to live and receive many questions about the personal life of his relative. If someone is under pressure because of his sister's success, it means he simply doesn't yet know how to realize himself in this life. And this is not a story about John. Kathleen had no idea how conscious the guy was for the second time that day. He was opening up to her from a completely different side. The hall falls silent. The artists take the stage. The light is directed at his silhouette. The girl asks if the visitors are ready to have a blast. The lady would like to start this evening with a song called Immortal Youth. The artist asks if her fans want to hear her. Kathleen jumps up from her seat and screams with fire in her eyes, smiling widely. Suddenly, she turns to her friend and asks him why he is sitting. The main character gets up and also starts screaming along with all the other visitors. The girl on stage puts the microphone to her mouth and begins to sing wonderfully. Fans raise posters. They really love the girl and her work. Kathleen notes that the lady sounds much better live than on record. The artist reports that several songs have already been played, and during the break, the organizers will hold a lottery. Now the operator randomly points the camera at a random fan, and this lucky guy will be given a gift. And today, some guy becomes this lucky guy. The camera is pointed directly at John. He looks at the people around him in bewilderment. The main character is embarrassed and surprised by what is happening, but it was quite logical with such a pumped-up visibility. Kathleen smiles and says that the guy looks very good on screen, because he is also very photogenic. And again, visibility played a cruel joke on the main character. The artist turns to the screen and is surprised. She knows this guy. She also assumes that among the concert visitors there will be other people who have seen him not for the first time. John is handed a microphone. The guy thanks him for it. The singer continues to say, "This guy has come a long way before ending up at this concert, by the way. He ran to this city on his own feet from a neighboring settlement. He broadcast throughout the entire race and collected money, which he then donated to a charity fund. This is a man with will and heart. We all need to give him the well-deserved applause." People look at him with enthusiasm, clap their hands, and are surprised at such success. Batten also draws very beautifully. People comment on this person and rejoice at his presence in this place. The guy is very embarrassed. He says that everything has already been said about him and there is nothing to add. With his dazzling smile, the main character illuminates the entire hall. People become infected with it, begin to laugh and smile back. The actress is also very happy seeing this. Everyone around tells the guy that his smile is very contagious, but he thinks that it was worth controlling. The lady on stage doesn't understand what's happening to her. You need to stop laughing. Unfortunately, she can't help herself and laughs out loud. The operator also bursts into laughter, even though he is at work. One guy fainted from laughing and hit his head. There is an urgent need to somehow contain the spreading epidemic of laughter. The situation is going too far. The main character takes the microphone in his hand and loudly shouts at people, asking them to stop. The artist is glad that all this is over. She needs to continue singing as soon as possible. The next song is called Exactly 17 Years. But unfortunately, people start laughing at each other again. This is not over. Suddenly, a new task is opened called the Show Killer. It is necessary to cause some damage to the course of the show, but the task is quickly completed. Damage points are calculated based on the indicators of the detrimental impact on the course of the event, the degree of distraction on the system's wearer. The system evaluates the damage caused to the event within 1 hour and awards damage points at a time. The guy looks into the store with items. There's a microphone that can be connected with the power of thought to any audio equipment. If you buy it, you can connect to the speakers. But the reward for this task is not so attractive. The guy already has a lot of visibility. Highly pumped up photogenicity is of no use to him. He does not plan to become a screen star. Unless it makes sense to improve your vocals, any girl begins to melt when a guy sings well. Kathleen asks the guy to sit down. Her favorite song starts. The girl would like her friend to listen to the song with her. The concert should end in a maximum of half an hour. The contagiousness of a smile took away the lion's share of the concert from everyone. It's better to put off completing the task for now and enjoy the moment. Leaving the building, the main character apologizes to the girl for what happened tonight. Catherine says that it was the best concert of her life. Suddenly, a car drives up to them. The lady explains that one of the brothers has come for her. The girl turns to him and says that tomorrow she is going back to the academy and offers to go together. But John needs to go to his parents tomorrow. Since he died, the guy has never visited his parents, and if his death happens again, something terrible will happen. John had already warned them by phone about his arrival. They must not be disappointed. The lady herself took the initiative, but for sure it was not easy for her to do this if the guy refuses.